Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be all about the books that I'm hoping to read during the summer. I feel like I usually monthly TBR, to be read pals, but during the summer I like to announce what I'm hoping to do during the next 3 months, just to give you an idea of the themes that are coming up, because there are definitely some themes. I want to go back to fantasy. I feel like I've been neglecting that genre for the last couple of years. I feel like you can see my shelves in the back, they're a little empty because I have so many on here that I'm hoping to finally get to. I have been really focusing this year on decluttering my shelf, kind of trying to get them to a point where they represent my taste. So getting rid of the ones that I don't enjoy, or finally giving a shot to the books that have been on there for way too long. So like trying them, if I like them, good. If I don't, they have to go. So I still want to do that for the rest of the year, but I want to do it a lot to fantasy books because they've been on there for so long and I'm still hoping I'm going to love them. Like specifically the ones on here, I think I will. I actually did a video talking about series that I'm hoping to finish, which I will link down below. Definitely recommend checking that out because some of these are on here, but I'm also going to start new ones because I can't help myself. But I'm planning on doing a video very soon. Like it should be one of the next ones about like a beginner-friendly guide to fantasy because it's been requested for so long. And I did quite a few for sci-fi, and again, I just wasn't in the mood to read a lot of fantasy, so I didn't really want to do that video yet. But since we're back, I think it's time. So I'm going to do a beginner friendly, like very, very beginner friendly. And then I'll do like different levels of fantasy lovers. I feel like it's just the perfect timing to finally go back to it. So let's start with the ones that I want to continue. The main one really is this one. Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third book in the Stormlight Archive series. I loved book one. I loved book two. I vlogged it, and I vlogged myself reading that section at the end. Like I was told around this page. Actually, if there's like a crazy ending, if you know about where it is, let me know so I can record myself reading it again because it was just so funny looking back. You can just see me losing my because that ending was insane. So if there's something like that in here too, let me know because this is a chunky one, and like if I record myself reading the whole thing, it's going to be forever. But I'm finally ready to go back. It's been what, like 2 years, 3 years. I will read summaries online, but I feel like everything is like imprinted on my brain because so good. The magic system, the world building, it's way too complicated to explain it, but this is like the best series Sanderson has ever written. Ever. I feel like every weakness that you've heard from him, like his characters and everything is so much better in this series. So I want to know what else is going to happen, how else he's going to blow my mind, and I'm finally ready. I'm actually really happy about it because I had been meaning to continue and I just never felt in the mood, and I finally am. We'll see when, but you know, when I'm in the mood to read 1,000 pages. I feel like the summer is the perfect time to read giant books. So speaking of continuing series, epic series, this series is way too long. It scares the crap out of me, but I read book one, really enjoyed it. It's popular for a reason, and I didn't have any complaints about book one. I am a little worried about continuing, but this is book two, The Great Hunt. I need to know if it is worth the hype or not. I had read the first 50 pages, put it down because I just wasn't in the mood, but we're finally back, so I'll start from the beginning, obviously, but I want to know if I will keep enjoying this series, if I need to commit to getting book 3, 4, 5, we'll see, but let's start with book 2. Let's see how it goes. I asked you in the video about series which ones you wanted me to continue, and this was definitely a popular one, and I understand because everyone seems to have read it, and I'm finally getting to it. One of the ones that I personally really enjoyed book one and want to continue is the Burning series. So this is the Fires of Vengeance. This is book 2. In my defense, book 3 and 4 are not out yet. There's no date that I know of, so that's why I've been like pushing it back a little bit, but this is like epic revenge story. Book 1, there was a lot of like obviously the trauma that creates the revenge, the reluctant main character that finally gets into it, and like it gets really epic, but mostly you get this like magical system world vibes. Loved it, but you don't get a ton of answers. Obviously it's book 1 in a quartet, and I really want to finally get those answers. So I mean, it's book 2, probably not going to get all of them, but some of them. So also dragons, if that's your thing. They weren't a big part of book 1, but like big war, so of course dragons. And then probably the one that the most of you wanted me to continue is this series, book 2 being The Hunger of the Gods. I don't remember the name of that series. Oh, the Bloodsworn. And I enjoyed book 1. It's Viking inspired, which not really my thing, but I love the magic system, which I feel like I wasn't sure how I felt about the book throughout the whole book, except the ending got really good. And I want to know, you have these giant gods. Do you see the people? This is the people. And like a giant god. So they seem to have Have they disappeared? A lot happens. People that do have magic, they follow a specific god. They have these specific powers. And it was really epic towards the end, and now I want to know. So it needs to happen. Book 3 is coming out before the end of the year, so like, it would be perfect. I understand. It's just the size, okay? I'm gonna admit it. I seem to be going back to fantasy, so I feel like I'm not that scared. And floppy paperback, I don't feel like they're as scary as the hardcovers. So I'm gonna try to make that happen. You know, let's finish the fantasy. Might as well. There are 2 series that I would like to start. Do I need to, after doing a whole video about series that I need to finish and including 4,000 pages book in here? Probably not. Will it stop me? Absolutely not. So the first one is this one. This is The Shadow of What Was Lost. I have had this on my shelf for a little while. You can see, once again, adult fantasy epic series. It is completed though. Book 3 is out. I don't own them, but if I enjoy book 1, I can easily get my hands on them. The reason that I really want to start it and not wait until I finish more series, 1, impatience, 2, I don't know if you can see, right there, I have The Will of the Many by the same author, which there's only 1 book in that series that is out. Don't do it. It was great. It's so far probably the best book that I've read this year. It was my first 5-star of the year, and it was my first book finished this year. Big mistake. I feel like I've been in a slump ever since. But it was really good, and it convinced me that I needed to read more by him, and I already had this on my shelf for way too long. So I feel like this is a sign that I need to actually pick it up. Again, floppy, listen, you cannot, like, this is a little pleasure of mine. I love giant floppy paperbacks, so it needs to happen. Does it though? Probably not. Will I do it? Yes. So the next one is one that a lot of you have started commenting that I need to actually pick it up, because I've been showing you my shelf, right? Telling you that I want to declutter, get 2 books that have been on there for too long, and a lot of you told me to actually give this one a shot, and this is The Grace of Kings, which I believe that series might also be finished. But this is book 1 of the Dandelion Dynasty. Personally, big fan of Dandelion. I don't understand why people don't like them, because I think they're pretty. I've always thought so. I will never remove them from my yard. They can be there. Oh, actually, I just noticed. Okay. Yeah. I literally don't remember what this one is about, but that has never stopped me. So, okay, I think that's it for fantasy. That's enough. But I mean, you can see that I'm really back to being excited. A lot of you were waiting for this moment. It's finally here. So hopefully excited. Let me know, again, which ones you want me to continue. I'm always going to be doing also my challenges, like my Read It or Unhaul It. I do one every month where I have this giant jar of like 500 unread books from my shelf, and I pick books from there for a whole week every month. So there's going to be one in June, July, August, unless I do a different challenge. But I'm saying that because I was thinking about doing another like 1 week, 1 shelf for one of those months. Let me know how you feel about that, because I have been thinking about that. But yeah, so that's it for fantasy. Now, during the summer, it's usually when I give a shot to more like contemporary romance, historical fiction, everything that isn't my main genre. And one of the ones that I've heard amazing reviews about, and it's a bit outside my comfort zone, but I do like to try different things during the summer. Yes, another giant book. This is Demon Copperhead, and it has been winning like awards. It's been really popular. Mine looks especially big because it is like a large print, but I bought it used, as I love to do. So even though it's like 900 pages, it's big. Look at this. Look at this. It's going to be great for my eyes because I'm not wearing glasses right now, and I would need that. I'm excited. This one I think is considered historical fiction a little bit. You have this child that was born from a teenage single mother, and it happens in the Appalachian, is that how you pronounce it? I keep forgetting. Mountains. Anyway, it was inspired by David Copperfield, which frankly I have never read. I am really scared to read Dickens. I've heard that he's really difficult to read. I've read a lot of French classics, but English classics, except like Jane Austen or like female authors, I feel like I've had a lot of luck with them, and like the other ones I'm like, I don't know. But yes, this one is on my list. I want to give it a shot. It looks scarier than it is. I do have access to the audiobook too, so I might flip-flop. I feel like that makes it less scary, but I feel like I just want to, you know, read this. It looks exciting. So yeah, I'm prepared for the trauma though. I want to make that clear. But yes, I'm excited because it's floppy. One of the ones that it was 100% happening. Actually, if I had to choose one book that I'm the most excited to read this summer, that's a lot. Easily this one. This is the last book in the Neapolitan Quartet. This is a story of the lost child. And the first book is My Brilliant Friend. You might have seen it. I've been raving about that series for the last 3 years because it's taking me this long to actually finish it. Not because it's not good, it's because I don't want it to end. It's so good. It's, again, a little outside of my comfort zone. I feel like I used to read a lot of books like that when I was like a teenager, before I got really into fantasy, and I've just moved on until this series. Now I'm completely obsessed. I want more, but I don't feel like anything else will compare it, which is why I've been stretching it. The series start with these two women. You know, they've been friends their whole life. They're now, I think, in their 60s, and one of them ran away, essentially. So the other one, they weren't really friends anymore, decides to start writing her, like their friendship, their life story. So you start afterwards as they are children, meeting for the first time, becoming friends, and like almost frenemies, but like I don't really want to say that. I feel like one of the beauty of this series is like the complexity of female friendships and like the female experience in general. So they were both born in this small neighborhood in Italy. They just observed poverty, the lack of education and options for the women in that town, and trying to get out of it at any cost. And they both have like different paths throughout their lives and trying to get out. Can they? Will they? And a lot of the train wreck that is their life. There's also a lot of like political movements happening because it is set, I don't remember the years, but it's in Italy. So there's like communist movement and then obviously right wing, and it's just a lot, but like in a really, really good way. And I'm so emotionally invested in everyone's story. I need to know, but I don't want to know because then it's going to be done. There's also a TV show, which I started watching. I watched the first 3 seasons because I've read the first 3 books, and it is in Italian, but like it's apparently like dialect kind of Italian, which is the case also in that series, so it works. And I loved it. I loved it so much, and now I need to finish the series so I can watch. It's not out, the 4th season, but when it will be, I need to be done with it. So no more excuses. I will do that. Recommend. You can watch it, but definitely recommend reading this. I've been recommending this to so many people. People in like real life, which that's how I call it in real life. Friends, family, people around me, they're not huge sci-fi or fantasy readers, which like is weird because I feel like that's what I talked about the most on here. But this is more the kind of thing that I can convince them to read. And a lot of them have enjoyed this if they finally get around to reading a series, because 4 books, I get it, but so good. But yeah, I don't want to know because book 3, things are just so chaotic. They've made choices. And like there are, I think it's end of their 30s, mid-30s, whatever, in that book. And now you're gonna get whatever happens and why they're not, you know, close friends anymore. And I'm not ready. But I want to. I would like to do at least one fun vlog during the summer, and I want to give you the option of choosing. So there are a few possibilities. I might have time to do more and more, just more in general. You get to choose. I could either do my reading books you think I'm going to hate, which I've done once in the past. For anyone that doesn't know, I don't purposely buy books that I'm going to hate. It's just books that I've had on my shelf for years, and you have since told me, knowing your taste better, I don't think this is going to be your jam. Probably specifically that specific shelf up there with fantasy, because you've told me like they're written by men. Apparently they're very sexist, and like there's a lot of like needless essay and like, you know, so they've been on there. I don't like to get rid of books without giving them a shot, and I'm going to probably do that in that vlog and decide what's going to happen. I've done that once. It was fun. Well, maybe not in the moment, but, you know, it felt great to get rid of 3 books. So I could do that again. That's a possibility. The other possibility, I have read this one, Ice Planet Barbarians. It was interesting. I don't read spicy book, nothing against them. They're just not really for me. I get secondhand embarrassment really easily, but this was ridiculously funny to review. At first, you can see me in the vlog, the first half, I'm like, what is wrong with everyone? Like, you have issues. And then the second half, I just laugh my ass off because it's just so ridiculous, and I understand the hype. It's very readable. It's ridiculous, yes, but at the same time, it's self-aware. Like, the author knows that it is ridiculous, and it's just fun. And I understand now. Is it, you know, a fantastic book? I couldn't wait to continue the, 20-book series. No, but I have been saying that I would continue if I'm finding myself in a slump. And like, I feel okay right now, but like, it's been so all year. So I wanted to give you the chance to either make me read book 2, or if you have another like ridiculous, spicy book you want me to read and just have fun for one weekend and just film it, I'm giving you the option. Which one should I do? So that's what the book represents. But yeah, it's an option. It's an option. It could be fun. It could be fun. I'll just wait until I'm feeling kind of meh and just you know? One or the other. I have also been saying that I really want to try to read mystery thrillers, find favorites. It has been a struggle. I feel like I have like a shelf on my bookcase with my mystery thriller horror that has my favorites, and I don't feel like I've been adding a lot of books to that shelf. Like, barely any every year. And one of the ones that I did enjoy was this one, which is my best friend's exorcism. Took me by surprise. I love this cover, and I wanted to give myself the option of reading more by the author. I wanted to know which one you guys prefer, because I had bought the Final Girl support group, I think, and I have that option, but then a lot of you told me it's not his best, so maybe not that one. Maybe I should read the one that is supposed to be inspired by IKEA or something. You tell me which one I should read, and I would love to try just something else by him, because if I've enjoyed one book by him, I'm hoping that it means I'm going to enjoy more. I also wanted to try one last detective kind of mystery, because I haven't been super lucky with them, but I want to be, and I own this one. This is A Great Deliverance. This is the first book in, I think, a really long series, so I'm aware that the first book might not have aged as well as, you know, more recent ones, but I want to know if this one is worth checking out or not. And I'm hoping that because it's written by a female author, I'm gonna have less issues with, like, I feel like cop talk is always so what's the other one I had tried recently that literally first chapter there's like the N-word that is said, and then like a cop freaking kicks a dog. Like, I was just like, why is that even a thing? So I'm hoping this is not going to be the case here. I'm also supposed to read a classic every 3 months. I need to read this one in June because I haven't yet. And I struggled to pick it up because of the size. I mean, it's very pretty, but like, I just never pick it up because it's just so ridiculous. The Age of Innocence, I know this was made into a movie that was well loved, and I just need to get around to reading it. But yes, any tips? Because I feel ridiculous with this size. I feel like it just needs to be displayed. But yes, I will be reading this one. I was mentioning how I like to use the summer to read different genres that I don't read a ton of. So I have 2 more books that fit in that category. We have Things We Lost in the Fire, which is a bunch of short story by this author that a lot of you told me that you loved, and I've been trying to read more of your favorite books, so this is the one that I own. I have some as audiobooks from the library, which I'm not going to include any audiobooks in this video because it's going to be already ridiculously long, but I have another book by her on my waiting list there, so that's gonna happen, one or the other, because I really want to give her a shot because so many of you told me so many good things. And I have been mentioning how I had not been lucky with Japanese translation. I just struggled with a lot of popular ones, kind of traumatized by Murakami also. But this was my last hope, the last one I got, trying to enjoy them. And this is Breasts and Eggs, and it's supposed to be like kind of feminist. You're following these 3 women like on a journey to find themselves, kind of. It's a social commentary, basically, and a lot of you told me that this author in general is great. There was another one that you guys recommended. I think it's Kitchen by Banana something. I can't remember, but I will check those out, and I want to do that during the summer because, again, more contemporary is usually something that I pick up more during the summer. Okay, the next one is painful, okay? Because one of my all-time favorite author is Octavia E. Butler. I love her, and this is technically the last book that I have to read by her. I say that because there's one that she kind of just says doesn't count anymore. I can still find it online, so I'll probably read it anyway. I feel bad about it, but I will. So this is like technically the last one that I have, which is Fledging, and apparently it's her worst by far. So I think this is the last one that she also published, and she was in a writer's block. Like, she couldn't finish the other series that I love by her. And this one is about vampires, and a lot of people were saying that it's really not her best. I'm expecting the worst because her books are like really strange. A lot of uncomfortable moments, but like not in a creepy way. Anyway, I'm scared. I'm scared, and I don't want to be done reading her books because I love her so much, but it's time. It's time. I'm sure there will be other books that I get to during the summer, but that kind of just gives you an idea of what I'm looking forward to reading, different genres, different themes that I want to explore. And I would love to know if you've read any of these, which ones I should prioritize, which ones you want to hear reviews about, and I will try to get to all of them as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm just really excited for summer. I feel like I'm gonna have a good time. Again, a lot of fantasy. I'm excited to finally go back. Hopefully it goes well. And then just a bunch of other things that I want to try. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe. Hopefully we'll have some sunny days because it's been raining literally every day that I've been recording the last month. But we're hopeful that summer is approaching and then we'll get some sunlight, and I'll put more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.